Now on EpicEDM, Nicky Romero.
This is Varick and you're watching EpicEDM. We're here with Nicky Romero. So man, do me a favor, it's hard to pigeonhole, but like, what's your sound?
It's hard to describe because, if you produce your own tracks, you don't feel like you necessarily have one sound, but I think you can describe it as energetic house with some electro influences.
Okay. What are you pushing towards in terms of other influences and things like that?
Well, I think if you're in the studio, you want to produce anything you feel, you know what I mean? So it's not like one thing, you're not going to the studio with the feeling like, hey, I'm going to produce this or that for today, It's just you produce whatever comes up to your mind, Sometimes it's more electro, sometimes it's more progressive, sometimes it's like more minimal or techie. So that's it just depends on what kind of mood you're in.
For the festivals and stuff like that, like what's your set like when you're coming? Are you waiting to just catch the feel of the people, and what's that like?
The festivals is a little different than club gigs because you have, most of the time, for example, EDC, you have so many good artists, with great tracks themselves. So for festivals, I try to play make my own music.
When you're doing a collaboration, in terms of the track, like what are you bringing to it?
Well, most of the time for me, when I'm in the studio, I'm just starting with an idea, like playing some, some sounds and some other tracks to get the inspiration. If you don't switch to other sounds, you never get inspiration from other kind of genres.
Was there one track or a bootleg or anything that you did that you feel really, that's when it kind of skyrocketed for you, and all of a sudden you noticed a change and it was like?
Well, yeah, most of the DJs are making bootlegs before their sets, on laptops and everything. But most of the time I cue it live, so I make the bootlegs myself live. So what worked out well for me was the WTF track I did on my own label.
Okay.
Yeah, that was a good start for my own label and for that track.
And how's the label going?
It's always when you have a new label, you have to build up like an atmosphere around the label, and an ID. It needs to get identity. I'm pretty happy with the results we have.
So with all that in mind, is there anyone that you'd like to work with outside of EDM?
Well, if Michael Jackson would still be here, then I would die for it to work with him. He's just a musical genius.
Hey, you're watching EpicEDM. I'm Varick. It's Nicky Romero.
Nicky Romero.